I love my kids, but I absolutely do not enjoy motherhood. From the age of 15 to now, I have never had the time to have a break. I am always responsible to do everything. The kids' fathers, they help when they want to help. But if it's not convenient for them, then it's left on me. I told my kid's father that I was mentally going through it. This nigga gonna say, oh well, that's your fault. He leaves the kids off on me whenever he wants to. Whenever he can't find a babysitter, he leaves them off on me. And then he sits over there and he blames me. It's always my fault when he can't find a babysitter. So I'm always taking an L when it comes to jobs, just about anything. My life does not matter. My schedule doesn't matter to him at all. If you truly do not want kids and a man wants kids, don't do it. Because then at some point you're going to really regret it. We're not going to say you're going to hate your kids. But if you're not ready for all the responsibility that comes with being a mom, and just in case he leave you alone, do not have any kids. I am so stressed out, as you guys can see. Look at my eyes. This shit is not fun.
The truth is, I don't like being a mom. I don't like motherhood. And let me explain. First, I want to make sure I make it clear. I love my child. I care for my child. I would never let anything happen to her. I don't enjoy motherhood because I have a different experience. Being a mother when you are a single mother is a totally different experience, and a lot of times you don't get to enjoy being a mother, like truly enjoy it. I know there's going to be mothers out there that say they enjoy every aspect no matter what their circumstances are, but I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't enjoy this. I don't enjoy it because I was robbed of the true motherhood experience of having support, care, a true village. If you know, you know. As a single mom, you carry a whole different type of weight. It's almost as if you are in a constant survival mode. Even if you have a village such as your mom, your brother, sister, grandma, cousins, and aunties, that is not a permanent in-house village. Those are people that you have to go outside your home to help you. You don't have a partner here to truly help. If you just want to go run up the street to the store, if you just want to go get some quick gas, if you just want a late night snack, you always got to bring that baby. And again, it's not that I don't love my baby. It's just that sometimes it can be a burden to always have a child on your back and think about them and care for them and support them and protect them. Like, it's just so much all the time. So my experience as a mother, it's not something that really brings me joy, if I'm going to be honest with you. Because I don't truly find joy within the motherhood experience, I probably come off a little mean and stern or annoyed towards my child. And that's something that I'm really trying hard to work on. But when I say 24 hours in a day, I am with my child. I do it for several reasons. One, because I have anxiety. When other people watch my child, that's a whole nother topic. Two, the village is very small, okay? So who else is going to do it? And I know the naysayers are going to come out and say, well, you laid down with that man, you chose him, you opened your legs, and you're 100% correct. But I want to be honest and transparent with you. I honestly didn't truly know what it was to be a mother until I became a mother. I had concepts, I had ideals of what a mother is because, looking at your own mother or looking at other women who have had children and looking at their experience, I thought I had an idea. But I should have known with my own worries and anxiety, I just did not think about it as deeply as I should have. And that is something that I hold myself accountable for. Trust me, I did not say, oh yeah, that's my baby daddy. Like, no, that's not how it happened. If you grown, you know how I had a baby, okay? Having to carry all the weight and load of motherhood on your own shoulders 24/7, 365 days out the year, yeah, it's going to tarnish some things. It's going to make you feel some type of way. I do believe if I were to truly have a wanting, willing, caring, supportive partner, that I probably could thrive in motherhood. And also, now that I've had a child, I know that one is honestly my limit, but if I had a partner, maybe two. But yeah, this is really tough work. It's tough, it's hard, it's long. So if anyone asks me, I'm always going to be fully transparent. I want women to understand the truth of what it is and how it goes down. And also, shout out to all the moms out there, but especially the single moms, because it's hard. It's hard carrying it all by yourself. So if you are child free today, just make sure that you think about what you're truly getting yourself into, and if you truly, with all your fiber and being, want to be a mom and just ready to take on that with or without a partner. Bye, girl.
Hi, beautiful people. How you all doing? I hope you are doing very well. Welcome back again to my channel. In case I just see my face for the first time, hi, my name is Olivia. Being a mom is hard, and being a single mom, that's a whole different fight. You see, when I see a lot of these moms saying, "Oh, I hate being a mom," they're not saying that because they hate their kids. No, They're saying it because they know how hard it is being a mom. Like most of them, they talk about how they've forgotten themselves. Yes, most of them don't even take care of themselves. They've channeled all their attention, their energy on the kids, right? And now the truth is, single moms are carrying twice the weight with no support, and that part is very painful. Okay, because they are the ones who provide the nurture and the push through, without a partner to lean on. All right. Then I've seen some men, talking down on single mom, saying, "Oh, she's a single mom, she's not responsible." Like, who are you? Who are you? Which planet are you from? You see, they think if you're a single mom, probably you are alone because you are not a good person. You're alone because you cannot be tolerated. That's crazy. These mom are going through a lot. Okay, so joke apart, they are going through a lot. So drop your thoughts below in the comment section about how the struggles is, and let me know what you think. Of course, let's keep watching, guys, because this is a whole lot. All right, I am a single mom, so sometimes I get depressed. Yes, sometimes I get depressed. So, me seeing this video today broke my heart because I know I've always been in that shoes, right? Yes, there'll be a period where I will cry my eyes out because I'm tired, like I'm exhausted. When you don't have anybody to talk to, when you don't have anybody to help you out, like the whole load is on you alone. It's crazy, all right? So let's keep watching together, guys, and see what more moms have to say, all right? And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Support the channel by subscribing to the channel. Let's keep watching, family.
What I'm about to say may offend you, it may actually piss you off. And I'm going to preface this by saying, I'm saying this with all the love in my heart. I'm saying this as someone who experienced almost a decade. In 2 years, it will be a decade of complete hardship, exhaustion, abuse, survival. If you do not want to be a mom, do not be a mom. If you are a mother right now and you get offended when you see childless women say things like, I love not having kids, or I love being young and turned without kids, you shouldn't be offended. You should be cheering them on. As a mother myself, I never get offended when women are celebrating being childless. If you don't want kids, do not have kids. I'm happy when I see women know that they don't want to be a mom, so they steer away from that. Because what upsets me is I see mothers all over social media telling us how they don't like being mothers. And then I look a little further and they have multiple children, which lets me know that you didn't stop at the first one. You didn't learn after the first one. You kept on going. And I understand that people have children for different reasons. Maybe your person pressured you into it. It could have been abuse. I'm not really sure. I don't know. So I want to be mindful, right, of different situations and circumstances. However, majority of the time, women are outside having a blast, doing all the things. And the consequence sometimes is pregnancy and having a child. And now you're faced with motherhood, and you do it again and again and again and again and again, and you're telling us how you don't like being a mother. Let me say this as well. You're looking at someone who is now 30. My child will be 10 in 2 months. I got pregnant the weekend of my 20th birthday. Real hot, real outside, real young and turned, real not thinking about my decisions. Okay, found out that I was pregnant 2 weeks after my 20th birthday. I boo-hoo cried until I was blue in the face. Then I rolled up my sleeves and I put my boots on the ground. I've been a mom ever since. I've never made my child feel like she's a burden, because I understood that although I wasn't ready to be a mom yet, this was a consequence for my own decision making. Okay, she's also my only child. Do you get what I'm saying here? And I want more. I want more. I love being a mom. But she's my only child, right? You're looking at someone who only has, as far as village and family, 3 siblings and my mother. When I had my daughter at the age of 20, my older sister was in Atlanta while I lived in Ohio. So she was not even in the same city with me to help me. My older brother lived about 15 to 20 minutes away. He has his own child and was dealing with his own situation as far as co-parenting and things like that. And my mom, as I always have remembered her, was working 7 days a week, and she still does to this day, from sun up to sundown. The only real support I had was my mom when she wasn't tired from working so much. I didn't have my friends. My friends was young and hurt in the club, as they should have been, because they was living their 20-something year old lives. My 21st birthday, I was sitting on a rocking chair crying my eyes out while the breast pump was attached to me, and I'm looking across the room and my daughter is asleep. I didn't have no cute gender reveal. I didn't have no loving baby shower how I wanted it to be. I didn't have nobody just pouring into me. I didn't have no big family pouring into me. The gifts that I got for my baby shower were taken back from me because the other side was upset with me that day. And they were the ones who got me the gifts because I have a very small family. And they weren't very financially stable enough to help me. So they weren't able to get me, the big things like the car seat and the strollers and all of those things. But my daughter's dad's family did. And one day when they were mad at me, they came and took it back. I dealt with a lot of trauma, a lot of abuse, a lot of fighting, a lot of tug of war, a lot of belittling. And I know how hard it is to come into motherhood like that. I know how hard it is to be a young mom. I know how hard it is to have a small family. I know how hard it is to not have help. But what I can't relate to is making my child feel like a burden. I can't relate to that. So if you don't want children, don't have children. And if you have one and you realize, wow, this isn't for me, be one and done. Be one and done. And I'm saying this with all the love in my heart because it really, really saddens me to see so many women talk about how much they hate being a mom. And I look at myself, and I was 20 years old and I rolled my sleeves up and I got my boots on the ground at 20. I was in intensive therapy the moment I realized I'm dealing with some resentment here. I'm a little pissed off at her dad and his family. I'm a little pissed off that I don't have a big enough family. I'm a little pissed off at the fact that I don't have the village. I'm a little pissed off that I didn't get the pleasant, joyful experience of becoming a mom. I'm a little pissed off and I need some help. My therapist would come to my house and sit on my couch every single Thursday for 2 years straight until he resigned. If I can go to therapy at 20 years old, you can too. If I can recognize that, you know what? I'm having some ill feelings around motherhood right now. I'm losing myself. I'm depressed. I need help. You can too. And if for any reason you feel like you just cannot do it, you don't want to do it, there's no way you can do it, give your children to someone who is able and willing. Your children do not deserve to feel like burdens. They don't. I empathize with mothers as a mother, as a single mother who has been a single mother for almost 10 years, and I've been doing the thing by myself. Y'all seen me earlier this year almost get evicted. Wasn't nobody coming to save me. I don't talk about my personal life a whole lot, but I roll my sleeves up and I put my boots on the ground for my daughter. I empathize with mothers because I know how hard it is, but I empathize even more with the children. It's the mom in me. It is what it is. They don't deserve that. And if you continue that instead of going to get the help, you're going to repeat the cycle. With love.
I'm going to say this nice and loud for all the new mothers, expecting mothers, the wannabe mothers, the baby mothers, the whatever. When you have a baby, that's your baby. I don't care who you have it with. I don't care if you're married. I don't care whatever. When you have a baby, that's your baby. I'm not saying your husband ain't going to help you. I'm not saying he's not a great guy. But I'm going to tell you, mother to mother, when you have a baby, that is your baby. Okay? Everything that involves that child, you have an attachment to that child that nobody else has. So when you're looking for help and when you're looking for people to assist, they are not going to feel the same way about your child that you do. Period.
They make it so hard to be a mom.
Capitalism did its big one by romanticizing motherhood when it's really a position of perpetual labor. All the things that mothers are expected to do are things that you can hire someone to do, but mothers do it for free. Proliferating this idea that everybody needs to have children through the messaging of like, you need a legacy, you need to leave something behind, allows capitalists to get access to a perpetual labor force. This really works out in their favor within models in which mothers stay at home, because instead of outsourcing all the care that goes into taking care of a child that would really need an entire team of nannies, tutors, cleaners, drivers, etc., you would need separate jobs for that. Instead of hiring all those people, They just have the mother do it for free as part of loving her child. And that way they don't have to pay the father who is at work any more money because the children are being taken care of for free instead of having all those tasks and services outsourced. And if you end up being a single mother who does have to outsource some of these services, then capitalism also has the perfect answer to that. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Why did you choose the wrong man? That's where patriarchy comes in, because capitalism and patriarchy work together. So you get nothing, even though you are investing in the labor force that will eventually make several corporations really rich, aka your child. Anytime you take care of your child, you are investing in the labor force for free. And the corporations are so happy. I truly wish everybody in that compilation video is able to find peace, find the resources, find the help that enables them to get through this. And if you're watching this and you're on the fence about having children and you don't know what to do, if you're on the fence, it's a no. If it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. Motherhood is a job, like being a teacher, being a lawyer, being a mother. You don't have to take that job. You don't have to take that job. Just like you don't have to be a doctor, you don't have to be a mother. It's just a job in society that has been romanticized so that men and corporations can have access to birth givers, tutor, nanny, cook, etc., all in one, in you, a single person, doing 20 billion different jobs for free. Always comes down to the money and to capitalism.
So like these are just like my honest thoughts, and I hate motherhood. I hate it. Like I've had these thoughts so many times before about me hating motherhood, and there's nothing that's going to change the fact that I hate motherhood. I do it and I do it well, but I hate it. Genuinely, I hate it. I feel like over these 3.5 years of being a mother, I have deteriorated so much, like mentally, emotionally, physically. Like I am just so fucking drained. Like there's no amount of a break that I can have that makes me feel better. Like I'm just so tired. Like, yeah, obviously there's good days, there's bad days, like it's fine. You have memories, but I just feel like sometimes I'm just living to live and create memories just to have these memories, but I'm not there. I'm gone. Like, I literally just, I hate motherhood. I hate it so much. Like, and it's like, I envy 2-parent households where they are genuinely happy together and happy with their children. I feel like this is like a prime example of thinking that you want something and getting it and it not being remotely close to anything that you envisioned. The happy family, the happy life, the happy house. And it's just miserable. Like, I don't want the sympathy. I don't want that it's gonna get better. Hang in there. Like, I don't care. It's been like this for so long. And I'm just so over it. I'm so over repeating myself. I'm so tired of talking. I am so touched out. Like, I just genuinely don't care. Like, I am just doing things to do them, to create these memories, to keep going. I genuinely am just so tired. I fucking hate motherhood so much. Like, I literally sometimes sit and like imagine what my life would be like if I just didn't have a kid, like how much freedom I would have. And you know, who knows, maybe the grass is not brighter on the other side, greener on the other side, but I just hate motherhood so much. I love my kid, but I hate motherhood. Like, it's just not for me. It's just not.
So my daughter graduated from kindergarten today, and I'm just filled with just joy and happiness because my baby is a grad. She's moving on to grade 1. But I just want to talk about some of the reasons why I would never do this again. I would never choose to have another child, right? Now, this is my second time around being a mom, and especially this second time around has literally left a bad taste in my mouth. And I would never think of ever putting enough trust in a man to think that he would have my back and my best interest and my child's best interest by being delusional enough to give him a child, right? Because when you're with someone and you go into that relationship expecting for it to work out, expecting for your child to be under the same roof with both parents, right, until they're grown, and even then, and have it not work out, plus on top of that, just battling with co-parenting, battling with difficulty from your child's father, it literally has left a bad taste in my mouth. And it's so funny because you will be with a man and you think you're safe with him, and you say, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna chance it, and then when the child comes, for whatever reason, you choose to break up, but them find money for the everything, them always have money for carry out them new girl, floss on them new girl, do this, do that. They don't complain when they do these things for their woman. But anytime you as the child's mother need something to be done, it's always met with difficulty, it's always met with resistance, and it's just very challenging. And suddenly this man that you think, or you convinced yourself would be a great father, turns around to be literally the weapon that formed against you, right? So today I'm gonna be talking about motherhood and why I would never choose to do this again with anyone. Now, motherhood isn't easy. I know this. I know what it takes to be a mother. I'm not talking about social media, man. I'm not talking about mother with a post picture with Penny. I'm talking about wake up in the morning, get the Penny ready in the morning for go school. We're talking about breakfast mother. We're talking about drop off mother, pick up mother. We're talking about extracurricular mother. We're talking about Christmas carol concert mother. We're talking about sports day mother. We're talking about Heritage Day. We're talking about Jamaica Day. We're talking about homework. We're talking about project. Right? It takes a lot to be present and to be a mom. I know this, right? Like I said, this is my second time around parenting, and the resistance and the difficulty that I've been met with my child's father, like I said, I would never do this again. And I want women to know that every woman's experience with motherhood is going to be different. But I'm gonna write down some things, I'm gonna tell you what I think. The person you choose to have children with will absolutely make or break your mothering experience. You hear that? The person you choose to have children with will make or break your mothering experience, because the presence or absence are just, what's the word I'm looking for? The presence or absence, or just the difficulty that you have to deal with someone who is hell-bent on making your life a living hell is going to affect your child or your children. That's what I want to say. It is for sure going to affect your child and your children. And I'm not sure anybody ever saw that video where statistics shows that raising children, the ultimate factor that determines how well your children turn out is the mother's happiness. And I can speak from personal experience, where I remember growing up, my mother always stressed, she always depressed, and I saw how that affected me as a child. Imagine co-parenting with somebody who constantly chooses to go to them way and be difficult with you, somebody who is constantly at odds with you. In no way you're going to be happy. And if you are the primary caregiver for your child, which oftentimes mothers are, it's going to cause difficulty for your children. You get me? I say it's not easy for you to maneuver all of that and to deal with all of that while being present and being happy, because you have so much things to not be happy about in terms of the whole co-parenting. It just makes it 10 times harder for you, right? Motherhood, for some it is very rewarding, it's very fulfilling, and for others it's very difficult, it's very challenging, and not every woman will enjoy motherhood. You know, I personally, I've not had a bad experience with being a mother. Me personally, if I could be a mother and have someone who is present, someone who wanted to have a family, someone who chooses to, you know, be cordial and respectful, then of course I would have another child. But just to know, say, yo, you have a child with somebody who always wants to be difficult, like, ain't no way I'm doing this again. Ain't no way. And yes, when women say that them never see that side here other person before, them mean what them say, because people need to understand that people give other people different versions of themselves. And that's why sometimes you hear people, man to woman things, and people that say, oh, but never think about that. You're not around him, and the version of him that you receive is not the version necessarily that I receive. So people, and this can be applied to all different people in life and all different situations, whether they are work, whether it's a friendship, it doesn't matter. You're going to get a different version of people every single time. I need women to understand who's never had any children that motherhood is permanent. Whether you decide to get a child for adoption or somebody else raise a child, it is a lifetime as long as your child liveth, right? And even in death, you are somebody's mother. So think about it realistically. Like it's something that you choose, and it's like a lifetime commitment, right? And as I said, motherhood looks differently for different people. If you don't have support, if you don't have help, it's going to be 10 times harder, because in some ways motherhood can be like a self-sacrifice. You know, like sometimes you can afford to do things for yourself as well as show up and do things for your child financially, but oftentimes people find it very challenging to do things for themselves. They might feel like choose. So sometimes you might want to do something for yourself, and because you're not able to do it and you're probably used to doing it and know you have to be putting your child's needs first, it sometimes often leaves you feeling a certain way, you know, like a loss of a life that could have been lived, or just a loss of you, your identity, who you are as a woman. And I'm thankful that I've always strike a balance between motherhood and self-care. I try to keep up myself in the best way possible that, you know, that is economical. I'm not for the bank, but I still want to look good. I still want to dress up every now and then. I still want to go out. I'm just very thankful and very blessed to be able to not only be a mother and provide for my children, but to also be there and provide for myself as well, because not being able to do that would have made me miserable. And I'm just sorry. And don't get me wrong, you know, it's not like I've not gone through periods of hardship, you know, right, where I'm probably have to choose between doing something, you know. But the fact is, I'm at a place right now where it's not challenging, and I'm just very thankful. So the takeaway from this video for women who has not yet or are considering to have children and just probably not make up your mind yet, like I mentioned, the person that you choose to have children with will make or break your motherhood experience. 1, 2, motherhood can be very physically and mentally exhausting. 3, not having a strong support system is going to make mothering 10 times harder, because we all need a break. Trust me, that's why I said them go to school to get a break from them sometimes. Sometimes it feels like social isolation, especially if none of your friends have kids and then you have a kid. Sometimes you feel like isolated. You probably choose to not go out with your friends anymore, or sometimes they just wither away because they're just on 2 different spectrum. You get what I say? But yeah, for me, I will definitely not be having any more children. This second experience have left a bad taste in my mouth, and we just not do this again.
Y'all know married mothers need help too, right? Because why is it so often that when a married mom says that motherhood is hard, the first question is, well, where's the dad? Why is he not helping you? He's at work. Or he's here, but the children are still alive. Or maybe he's sitting right next to me equally exhausted, because 2 parents does not mean half the work. Sometimes it means double the exhaustion. I made a video about people visiting postpartum moms and not really helping with anything, and the comments were full of, well, where's the man at? That's the husband's job. It's almost like we forget that he's a human being. He's tired. He's a parent too. Sometimes he needs a break too. And whatever happened to it takes a village. Is the village only supposed to be the 2 parents? Because I don't accept that. A village should be for everybody, but sometimes people act like married moms don't need support because a man is present. And no, you do not need to explain the single mom struggle to me, because we have all seen it and or experienced it firsthand. The point is that moms are not magically fine just because a man is there. And it's not because he's a bad husband or a bad father. Parenting is just a lot in general. So maybe instead of asking, where's the dad? What is he doing? Start asking, how can I help you guys? Because it's hard for everybody out here. Y'all know married mothers need help too, right? Because why is it so often that when a married mom says that motherhood is hard, the first question is, well, where's the dad? Why is he not helping you? He's at work. Or he's here, but the children are still alive. Or maybe he's sitting right next to me equally exhausted, because 2 parents does not mean half the work. Sometimes it means double the exhaustion. I made a video about people visiting postpartum moms and not really helping with anything, and the comments were full of, well, where's the man at? That's the husband's job. It's almost like we forget that he's a human being. He's tired. He's a parent too. Sometimes he needs a break too. And whatever happened to it takes a village. Is the village only supposed to be the 2 parents? Because I don't accept that. A village should be for everybody, but sometimes people act like married moms don't need support because a man is present. And no, you do not need to explain the single mom struggle to me, because we have all seen it and or experienced it firsthand. The point is that moms are not magically fine just because a man is there. And it's not because he's a bad husband or a bad father. Parenting is just a lot in general. So maybe instead of asking, where's the dad? What is he doing? Start asking, how can I help you guys? Because it's hard for everybody out here. Y'all know married mothers need help too, right? Because why is it so often that when a married mom says that motherhood is hard, the first question is,
so I don't enjoy being a mom because I have no breaks. Another morning where I'm asking God if I'm being punished for bringing my child into safety. Because at least when I was with his dad, at least he would help me with him. So a lot of people don't talk about the regret that you feel because you are struggling and suffering with a child, but I'm going to talk about it on this platform. I do not enjoy being a mom. Since I had my second son, I don't enjoy shit about being a mom. Nothing, because I don't have a brain. I don't have time to breathe. Everything is my small son because his father does nothing. Because I left. because he was abusive and a narcissist. And I regret leaving. You guys don't really understand how important a break is for a mother. You don't fucking get it. You don't get it. I need a break. I hate his father so much. Yes, unfortunately I chose that. I'm this close. I'm this close. I'm this fucking close. I'm this fucking close. I just want to go to sleep and not get up. Just to have 10 minutes to my fucking self.
Okay, this is a crash out post. I'm currently crashing out. Sorry in advance. Women, do not get married and have kids unless you plan on and are capable of becoming a single mom. Because 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, I don't know, statistically high, that's probably what's going to happen to you. Now, I love being a mom. I really do. And in fact, I quite enjoy most of the time being a single mom. This shit is not fair. The world is not set up for single moms. You will struggle. I don't care what job you have. I don't care how much you get paid. Especially in this economy right now, okay? The world is not set up for single mothers. It will be fucking hard. It will test you in ways that you didn't know that you could even be tested. You will have to fight for those kids, most likely. You will have to fight for those kids. You will have to wake up every morning and question, just real talk, if motherhood is really something that you want anymore, because these men make it so hard. They make it so hard to be a mom. They take away all of the tender moments of motherhood that you could have had, but you were stuck in survival mode. So you didn't even really get to enjoy it. You're just fucking surviving, trying to raise these kids, trying to do the best you can, and you get $250 a month. What the fuck? That is pennies. That is the gas money it is taking me to drop them off at their father's house and pick them back up. $250 a month. And my ex is a nurse. $250 a month. I'm sorry. I don't even know if I'm going to post this. These men will take everything from you. They will promise you so much. They will promise you so much. And it will feel great at first. It will feel peaceful at first. And for some fucking reason, when you have their child, they will abandon you. They will discard you. Even if they don't cheat, even if they don't do anything significant, they'll emotionally turn away from you to the point where you leave. I left. I can't be in that. It is not what we were promised. It is not what you think it is. I promise you. I promise you. And before you come on here and say, oh, well, my situation's not like that. Good for you, honey. You are in the 1% of women that are very lucky. Because the rest of us don't have that. And the rest of us become single moms. And it sucks because all I wanted was to be a mom. I love being a mom. But the best parts of my motherhood were taken from me. And in fact, the first time I got pregnant, the man said he couldn't have kids. And then fought me in court for 5 years. Fought me in court for 5 years to take away my son that he claimed in the beginning he wasn't even capable of producing because he didn't want to wrap it up at first. Yeah. Yep. I can't handle it. I can't handle this. I can't handle men anymore. Y'all are liars. You lie to women. You promise us a lot. We are objects to you. We are things that you put on your shelf. I am a human being, and my life is forever changed. My life is forever changed. I will never be the same. My youth was stolen from me. I had to put my boots on the ground and become a single mom at 21 years old. I didn't get to live. I didn't get to live. I didn't. My life is wanted it to be. Not even close. But I love being a mom. I'm holding space for two things at one time. Just don't date men. We are at a point in society where we are waking up to the reality of the patriarchy, which is a very real thing that I didn't used to believe in, and I fucking do now. To what men are really like. I will never see the change in men that I need to see to feel safe enough to ever date again in my entire life. It will take too long. The change that we need to see in men will take too long. It's 100, 200 years from now. So that's my life. So just don't date men. Just don't. Just focus on yourself. And don't have kids with the wrong person. And I don't know how to tell you what man is the right man because I thought they both were. I thought they both were the right man, and they were not.
I saw a post on Facebook the other day, and it said, a part of being a good mom is knowing when to stop having kids. And when I tell you, like, being pregnant with my third child right now, and my youngest is 14 months, she's still going to be one, like, she's still going to be one at a time this baby is born. So I'm about to have 2 under 2 and a 4-year-old. Like, being a good mom, a part of being a good mom is knowing when to stop having kids. And boy, did I fuck up. Like, I was cool. I had a girl and a boy, and I let one time put me in this situation. And like, this is hard and heavy. Like, I've really been struggling with this. Like, I am not happy about being pregnant. I've been stressed. I felt like I've had to go through a lot of these emotions and stuff by myself because, you know, it's my situation, obviously, but like, I don't know. I never really considered abortion as something that I would do, especially while being married. Like, you know, obviously nobody thought about, well, I mean, I didn't think about, like, hey, what happens if I don't want more kids? What happens if I can't afford more kids? Like, I can't afford more kids. I can't afford the 2 I have, but adding another one, like, I'm just not in a good situation. My business, I really can't move the way I want to. I can't do the things I want to. It's just hard. And does that make me a bad mom for wanting to have an abortion? Shit, does that make me a bad mom for being mad that I can't afford an abortion, so I have to have the baby? So, like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. 2 under 2 is insane, bro. Like, 2 under 2.
You know, I used to think pregnancy was the hardest part of motherhood until I took some time off work to take care of our children. Bro, I was wrong. Being a mother is hard. Being a mother is tough. Recently, I knew my wife was going through some untold story, so I broke my account for her to go somewhere and clear her head while I deal with our children. Bro, staying with children all day is like a maximum prison. These children almost turn me to mad dog, especially when you have a toddler. It's not easy. I've come to realize that most women don't actually know their purpose outside being a mother. Some lost their purpose immediately they start having children. It is the responsibility of you as a husband to help these women find who they are, find their purpose. You get to the point now, sometimes send them somewhere to go and clear their head while you do their job. You know, everything is not about money. Everything is not about giving them money. You know, I know some people will be like, yeah, I don't trust my wife to send her somewhere to go by herself. Like, I don't really trust her. Bro, listen, with you or without you, if she want to do something bad, she will do it. If your wife is not mentally stable, you can't move forward in life. You get to the point now, what if something happened to you? Your wife is your backup. Make sure you check her mental state at all times. You get to the point now, peace and love.
Maybe this is a not so gentle reminder that postpartum depression is very real and it exists. And most men will never understand the effects of it, how long it can last, how long it can impact you, what it can do to your mental. I, as a man, will never understand that. I'll never have to understand that. Not from firsthand experience. We have to do better by black women. And it's just, when black women already have to deal with the fact that they are at the highest risk for maternal mortality. In this country, black women have the highest maternal mortality rate, 3.5 times higher than that of white women. That's postpartum. That is during their pregnancy. Postpartum is after. And it's not just a couple weeks after they have the baby. It's not just a couple months after they have the baby. It depends. It can be lasting. Some folks can tend to it. Some folks don't even know what's going on. Because we as black people have written off a lot of our mental health struggles. That's a different conversation for a different time. Before we are so quick to jump to conclusions, to blame, to vilify folks, let's do our Googles. Google is right there. And also, some shit isn't our business. Some things we shouldn't have an opinion or a stance on. But yet, this particular thing, black women, black mothers, yeah, y'all will never hear me vilifying a black mother for experiencing postpartum depression, for having negative birth experiences and being traumatized from that. I'm not going to get started.